Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I really do appreciate you showing up and supporting me. I feel the spirit on me today, really strong. So this whole video, it may be long, but I have a long list of some people to get through, and they're all going to be remote views. So I hope you enjoy this. Please like, please subscribe. I am personally inviting you to join me in my journey on my channel. And yeah, let's get to it. Okay, so the first up is Scott Perry. I have a little bit of information on him right here.
By contrast, Jeff Clark has invoked his Fifth Amendment privilege against self-incrimination and refused to testify. Representative Scott Perry, who is also involved in trying to get Clark appointed as Attorney General, has refused to testify here. As you will see, Representative Perry contacted the White House in the weeks after January 6th to seek a presidential pardon. Multiple other Republican congressmen also sought presidential pardons for their roles in attempting to overturn the 2020 election.
Okay, so I am going to remote view Scott Perry, see what's going on with him. First up, I see him in a black box, literally inside a four-walled black box. There's no lid on it, but he's crouched down inside this black box. He's sitting inside the black box and he has his hands over his head. Like they're torturing him. Someone, this information coming out is torturing him. Okay, let's remove him out of there and see what else happens. So he's still in this black box, but for some reason he now has a shovel and he's like shoveling the dirt and trying to go up underneath this black box and try to come up another way. So I'm going to follow him as he digs, and he digs and he digs and he digs. And he keeps on hitting really tough, hard brick. I can't get out of here. I can't break out. I can't get out of here. And then he finds a little weak spot and he gets that cleared out and he keeps on going. This one is even harder. The next one is even harder. And he finds a weak spot and that one deteriorates and he gets to go a little farther. And as he's coming up to the surface, there's like, he can see the sunshine, everything through like a looking glass. And he can see it, but he can't break through that one. And it's showing me that it's really thick. The glass is like really thick. And he can't break through that. Okay. So now they just literally switched to another scene with him where a parade of people walk by, look in at him, shake their head, and just like, you did this to yourself. You deserve this. And they walk on. Like the public. Nobody special. He's on view. He's on display. And nobody has any sympathy for him as they go. Interesting. So I see him now try to go back out to where the black box is. And he can't. He can't get back into that black box because there's bars. This could be criminal charges. This could be actual arrested. Something that he's now stuck in this little tunnel that he dug himself. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. Okay. All right, let's come up out of that. And I'm going to throw some cards on that. Don't ask me where I got these cards because I really don't remember, but they're really cool. If you find them, let me know. Sometimes I pick up cards from who knows where. And I don't have the information on these to give you, so. Rick Perry. Ooh. I just got into his energy and he is nauseous, like he has an ulcer or something. He's really, really can't eat, can't think. He's really worried. Doesn't like it. Surfing the internet. I'm getting more information. He's surfing the internet for tickets to overseas where he can live. Okay. Here we go. First up, energy. Life forces is flowing. Energy. The energy towards him, the life forces are flowing with him. Can't get out of it. There's nothing you can do. One more is the magic. Magic is believe in yourself. If you can't do that, you can make everything happen. And I think that is where he was trying to make everything happen. And the magician in a lot of decks has a lot, is like you get to have that power. You're manifesting what you need. And then the flip side of the magic is that you are throwing black magic out there. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. And the black magic comes and gets you. That's the theory behind that. So, all righty, let's move on. All right, the next up is Ivanka. We all know that Ivanka threw her father under the bus, made it sound like she believed Bill Barr, and Bill Barr said that they were throwing out the lies, sensational lies is what he called them, about the election, and there was no evidence whatsoever that the election was stolen or any of that thing. And Ivanka says that she believed Bill Barr, which in turn says, I don't believe my father. My father was full of crap. So let's see. And of course, everybody knows that he is now counteracted. He put out a tweet on his own Truth Social. Whatever. I can't say Truth Social and not think BS. But anyhow, he's put out there, you know, also throwing his own daughter underneath there. Like she wasn't involved. She didn't know nothing, you know, and she was checked out. She stopped doing her job months ago, you know, that kind of a thing. So, all right, here we go. Whew, Ivanka. Okay. I don't know what this is, but I'll just tell you what I see. She's on a porch at night, but this porch has those white pillars everywhere, and the porch is lit up, and she is running from, and it's like the front and then the side, so there's like two sides to this porch, and she's running from one side to the other, one side to the other. This side is a lot darker than this side over here, which is really, really bright. So she's running from light to dark, light to dark. That's what she's doing on this porch. Why is she doing that? She, for some reason, she's showing me that when she goes to the light side, she can't handle it. Like she puts her arm up, it's really bright, she starts sweating, and then she has to get out. So this may be how she's functioning right now. In the spotlight, out of the spotlight. In the spotlight, out of the spotlight. Okay. Let's move on from there. Let's see what else she has. I want to see. All right, I see her with her husband, Kushner. And she's hugging herself, walking around, hugging herself. While she's talking to him. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? What is he going to do? That's what she keeps on asking. What is he going to do? What is he going to do? And she's like trying to protect herself from like the most emotional pain coming towards her. Okay. What else are you doing? Okay, they just showed me like manic stuff. Like one day she's fine with it. I don't care what he thinks. I don't care what he does. It doesn't matter. I am so sick of it. I'm tired of it. I want to go live my life. I have my own family, right? She has those days where she's just up and going. And then they flipped me to another day where she's like in bed, hair messed up, not showered. Children are not taken care of. Nobody can get her out of it. Husband's shaking her. And she's like, leave me alone. So she's going from one day she's okay, one day she is not. One day she is okay, one day she's not. You're like, maybe not exactly like that, but you know what I mean. I am trying to get her to come out and give me a little bit more information about with her relationship with her dad. Oh, all right. I think this is the last scene that they're showing me. She is walking on a great big old huge field, and she's walking tippy-toed. And what it looks like she's doing is trying to avoid like landmines. She's walking really slow, tippy-toed, looking down, like checking it at the terrain out. And she's moving over here and she's moving over there. What else are you doing? She's trying to get to the other side. Where she's at trying to walk, it's really difficult, but she sees like a dense forest, black forest, and she's trying to get into that forest and get into being not seen again, I guess, with which the dense forest would say, like you get lost, but she's trying to get there. Okay, I'm gonna come up out of Ivanka. Let me throw some cards on Ivanka. I would do Kushner, but there's not much to him. Every time I think about going into Kushner, he's literally oblivious, very boring, and you get what you get with him. It's like, I don't care. I have enough money to last until I die. I don't care what happens. I don't care. So there's Kushner's. But let's think about Ivanka. Ivanka! Pilgrimage. You can't make this stuff up. Okay, so love, listen to your heart, love. Love the family, love the father, love the whatever, and then embrace the need for solitude. Embrace the need for solitude, sanctuary. She's looking for her solitude, her sanctuary to get out of there, and her pilgrimage. I can't say that right. Pilgrimage. Anyways, you read it. So she's on her journey. She's on that journey to get out of the limelight, to get out of this. I feel no compassion when it comes to Ivanka because she chose what she chose. She did what she did, and she stood by her father's side. So don't get me wrong on that. But her soul journey is going through it right now. And maybe, just maybe, after this is all over with, we'll have a better Ivanka. You never know. Spirit has miracles out there all the time. But that's what she's doing. That's what she's going through. I don't see any criminal charges with her. She's just trying to make it through. All right. So the next one up is Kevin McCarthy. Now, there's one thing that happened when Liz Cheney was talking about all of the Republican lawmakers who on that day was trying to get a hold of Trump or did get a hold of Trump to tell him to stop doing what he was doing. And she said something like she threw Kevin McCarthy, of course, under the bus. And then she slapped a little salt on his wound and said he was scared. That was one of my most enjoyable spots. There was a lot of them. That was one of them. So I want to go into Kevin McCarthy's energy and see where he's at and what's going on with him. So hang in there. So the first scene up that I see is Kevin McCarthy. He's walking around with his hands in his pocket. He's like pacing, hands in his pocket. What the heck? What am I supposed to do now? How am I supposed to fix this? What am I supposed to say? How am I going to get out of this? And he's worried, very, very worried. He knows that he has to get up in front of the media and he doesn't want to. He literally just showed me, maybe I'm going to be sick. And he starts coughing. I'm going to be sick. I'm not going to feel well. Maybe that'll fix it where I don't have to get in front of them. Okay. Ooh, they showed me his skin, and his skin has, it's like, I've seen this before with the Republicans where there's red veins going through, but the whole skin, I mean, it's like red lines walking through their whole skin. It's all red. Think of it as like varicose veins, but it's red. So I don't know exactly what that means, but they just showed me his skin. I just saw a scene where he goes home and his wife like comes up to him and starts try to talk to him. And he literally puts up his hand to her and just says, I'm not in the mood. Don't talk to me. I can't handle this right now. So he's not doing well at all, people. Kevin McCarthy is worried. Stomach hurts. He just showed me his stomach hurts. He's pacing. He doesn't know what to do. He keeps on looking out the window. only thing I can think of is the only reason why he's looking out the window is, are the cops here yet? Is the FBI here yet? I don't know what this is. Maybe somebody will understand this. But he's looking back at his shadow. He's standing around like in a room, and he keeps staring at his shadow, like his image. Oh, his image. And he's examining his image. What does it look like now? What does it look like now? And that's what he's doing. He is literally examining his image, his shadow. I don't see him doing much else. I'm going to come out of this and throw some cards on that. He's in a state of, he's in a cycle right now. He's in a really bad cycle. So I don't know if he has a mental illness around that, or if there's something that he's had to deal with in his past, but they just show me he's in a mental cyclette, emotional turmoil right now. Maybe there's some doctors out there that knows what that means. I'm not a doctor. Okay, cards on Kevin McCarthy. They just showed me a scene where his wife is a little like packing her bags, like, I'm going on vacation. I'm getting away from this fool. So there's that too. Partnership and creation. Well, interesting enough, healing came out. And I don't think it's healing like we think it's healing. I think he wants this to go away, stop coming up. He thinks it as under the rug, stop doing this. I wish this would go away. That's his thinking of healing, not like our thinking of healing, because he knows that he has created. He knows that he's been a part of this creation. And he's a part of this partnership. He absolutely knows that he has a creation, so he knows his guilt, and he knows that he had a partnership in this whole situation. But he wants it to go away. He wants it to go away. All right. Next up. Yeah, I paused the video and took a little break. Just to go up and drink some water and, walk around a little bit. And now I'm going to throw some incense. It's because I feel spirit so much right now. The power, I can't explain it, but I feel the power. So I'm just giving myself some time to maneuver through it. Fire. This is lilac incense. One of my favorite smells is lilac. Okay. There we go. So if you see any smoke, it's from that. Here we go. I know my shoulders carry a lot of energy, and that's the reason why I move them all the time. It's because of the energy that I feel in them. So I don't know what else to do about that. I watch my videos too and I go crazy. But anyhow, let's move over. Let's move on. Ted Cruz is next. Ted Cruz. So he's the one that, I've done him a couple of times now, but I'm really going to go into how he feels about the January 6th commission. Oh, there was a little spider coming down on his web. Sorry, people. I didn't mean to look like I was murdering a spider, but he shows up exactly at the perfect time as I'm talking about Ted Cruz. Okay, here we go. I don't understand what this is. So he is sitting at a racetrack and watching I think it's horses or greyhound. I've only been to one track in my whole life, and my heart was broken, so I couldn't watch ever again. But I don't know if it's greyhounds or horses that are on there. Maybe it's both. But he's sitting at a racetrack and he's got all of his bettings, hoping this one will win, hoping this one will win, hoping. Oh. He's like placing bets on things to happen, or things that are being said, things that'll work, things that don't work. Maybe that's a metaphor of it, but that's what he's doing. Is he is sitting at a racetrack. And so sorry, but every time I get into Ted Cruz's energy, I feel indigestion. I get the burps, I get the indigestion every time I get into his energy. So forgive me if that's what's coming up. But he's like that, that guy walking around. Okay. Some of these get a little graphic, so a little warning, okay? But he is getting dunked into this. I know it looks green, maybe it's yellow and green. Goop is the only thing I can think of it. Because he's like a force. You can't really see who or what is doing it, but they have him and they dunk him in. And they move him around like that, and they bring him back up, and he's gasping for air. Like this. And they do like 3 or 4 times into this like yellow, greenish, goopy goop. And it's all over him. I'm trying to get in to see if I can find who is doing this or what is doing this. It's like a punishment for him. I mean, this could be like the Republicans, it could be NRA, it could be Texans, it could be anybody, but they're just keep on dunking him. Come on, out of there. Finally, they throw him on the floor. They throw him out onto this dirt, and it looks like desert dirt. Like, he's from Texas, so like I'm seeing that Texas scene of that dusty, dirty cactus, insects and snakes, and they just throw him out there. And he's like now trying to quietly move away from what he just experienced. What is this, Spirit? What are you trying to tell me? He gets far enough away that he now, takes that breath, that exhale, and lays there for a minute to recover from what he just experienced. And the goop is drying up on him. And the goop is drying blue, like a plastic blue all over. Oh my gosh, what is going on? And he's getting up. He has, now that the goop is now turning blue, and he's still able to move, but he's really sweaty. He's like overburdened with this blue. And this may be the overburden of the Democrats in the state of Texas, that he cannot shake. Like overburdened. He can't get away from it. He can't get away from it. He can't get away from it. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm trying to continue on. Oh my goodness. I just literally saw somebody come and repossess his vehicle. And he's yelling and screaming about that. I think he's having financial problems. They just literally, the repo guys came in, put it up on the thing, and then on the tow truck, and ran off with it. And he's like hollering behind it, "Why are you doing that? Don't take it away. I was gonna pay." Yeah, they're repossessing his stuff. Ooh, think they're having financial problems. He walks back up to his house and he's looking at his house like, "You're next. You're next." Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm coming up out of that. Wow. There's a lot with Mr. Ted Cruz going on. Okay, and I love hearing your interpretations. Everybody who, when they see something and hear something, sometimes I don't catch it right away because I'm in the remote. So I always love hearing your interpretations of what you're seeing and feeling and hearing. So please feel free. All right, couple of cards on Mr. Ted Cruz. Interesting. Adversity. Seeing his gifts change. Learning from the storm. Adversity, seeing his gifts change. Learning from the storm. It's pride. Pride shows up. It says dignity, but take pride, take the pride. Interesting. I'm gonna throw some of these cards on here and see what I get. Trying to get to who it was that was dunking him. It could literally just be the state of Texas. The burden, the responsibility, and the burden. We also have the choices, the Two of Swords, the choices, the balance of the forces, truth and stalemate. Also difficult choices that the have to do. So yeah. All right. Onward. Next up, Mike Pence. All right, Mike Pence. Mike Pence is a huge part in the insurrection. Number one, I think he gets everything he deserves, right? Because he stood by the tyrant the whole time. He was loyal. He was there. He never went against him, whatever, until the end, where he did do the right thing. He didn't get into that car. He knew what, he had to have some sort of summary of what the plan was. And he held to the Constitution at the very end, which, fine, I'll give you that. I really will. But you should have used the 25th Amendment at the end to take him out. But you didn't do that. So you went like this far to the edge, to the right zone, and then you gave up again. So there's that. But I'm gonna do Mike Pence and see where he's feeling and how is it going, because he did not. It's going to get worse for him. Absolutely, this January 6th is going to get worse for him. He's going to be put into the web of lies as well. I've changed cards here. So here we go. Mike Pence. Okay, so the first scene up with Mike Pence is he's at his church, and you see him kneeling down and doing all he can to pray to Jesus. There's a great big, a huge statue of Jesus, and he's there. He's praying, doing what he can, repenting. I see that. I'm sorry. I failed. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. I mean, he's literally throwing himself into what I would call his religious beliefs in front of Jesus's feet. You know how that's what he's doing. It's almost a sad scene. I can't get him out of that to go forward or anything else. It's almost heartbreaking. I know my compassionate side is coming out, but it's heartbreaking watching him walk through this. Okay. I see like somebody, either it's his wife or his daughter or somebody, a female of some sort, grabbing his arm, like his arm right here, and trying to get him to move away from there. And he's like refusing. He's refusing. I can't. I have to stay here. Okay. The reason why I come up out of that is because I felt the intimacy between him. Hang on. Okay. I felt the intimacy between him and his God, or his beliefs and spirit. And even as a remote viewer, I should never, ever tread on somebody's intimate moments with his God. Whew, stop it. And the reason why it fills me up is because it's his intimate moment with his God. And nothing short of beautiful, to be honest. So, all right, I'm going to throw a couple of cards on that and allow him his privacy with his God. Wow. Card of conflict. And a card of compromise. And a card of caution. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Had a little cry over it. Come back, compose myself. And we got a few more to get through. I have Tucker Carlson, Liz Cheney, and then of course Trump. So Mike Pence. All right, we're gonna leave that one there. Now let's go to Tucker Carlson, a little demon that he is. They keep on showing me, even when my eyes open with Tucker Carlson, they see him, you know, and how in the basements back in the olden days in the castles, if you were in trouble or whatever, they put you on torture chambers where they would stretch the body, stretch. That's where he's at. And I don't know why he's being like, is this a future thing that he's going to be tortured? Or is that his mental anguish? Is that somebody else terrorizing him? I don't know. But let me go into the remote and see. Let me take a deep breath with Tucker Carlson. Woo. I don't know why, but I'm back in like the old castle ages, not even here on this soil, but in another land. And there's, you know, they're going down with their candles into the chamber where he is at. And these people with these light lanterns are going up to his face and going, how do you like that? What do you think of that? We're going to torture you tomorrow. You better come up with the right answers. So whatever that is, I'm going to leave that there. Okay, let's get back into our age and our current situation. It could be a past life that I'm seeing. I get that. Yep, absolutely. That he has not recovered from. Oh, now that was a fantastical story. Like he has not recovered from that past life. He is now currently with that anger and that resentment that he has. Okay. Current events, current with Tucker Carlson. He too is having double moments where he is confident. They can't come for me. They can't do anything to me. There's nothing they can do. I'm protected. And then the next day, oh my gosh, what if I'm not protected? Are they coming after me? What if they can do that? Calls up his lawyers. Are you sure they can't do anything to me? Are you sure? Is there anything I could have said? And his lawyer, of course, says, you have to steer away from this. You have to steer away from that, you know, and stuff like that. He's given him what he can and cannot say. Ooh. Ooh, they just showed me a sign where he is a rat and he goes for something like the cheese and the rat, bam, right over top of him. Graphic, I get it. But that's exactly is his fate in the future, I think, is he's going to be enticed by something and they're going to catch him. Ooh. All right. Okay, I'm coming up out of that. All right. Wow. All right, let's throw some cards. Tucker Carlson. Card of purpose, card of intensity, and the card of like lily white, your flower is bright, but lily pale, your bloom will fail. Lily, your bloom will fail. Ooh, we for all must fade away. This one here, the card of intensity, fly too close, and what falls back, feathers splints and seal the wax. Wow. Okay. A card of purpose, and it says, in the halls of mice and men, behind the scenes you wave and spin a subtle web of endless span. Oh, Tucker Carlson's in trouble. And I'm here for it every minute. Okay, next up, Liz Cheney. So give me a second. Okay, Liz Cheney. Now I've been getting her energy ever since the night of the commission, the thing. So here we go. Okay. It's graphic, so beware. Ready? The reason why I'm laughing is because I think this is her. So she has like maybe 6 people, and they're all tied to a chair with their hands tied behind their back. Okay. She has them all lined up. And she has this piece of paper in her hand. And she has like an assistant, somebody. And she says, okay, hand me that sword. And as she's handing her this sword, say that who's in front of her would be like Trump, right? And she reads off all of his sins or all of his things he does like that. And she rears back and places the sword into his body. I told you this is graphic, but this is what I'm seeing with her. And she leaves that. And then she goes to the next one, which it looks like Kevin McCarthy. And she asks her assistant, give me that sword. And she reads off all of these evidence and all of this proof and all of that. And she looks at Kevin McCarthy and she draws back her hand and she places that sword slowly into Kevin McCarthy. And so on. The next is Jim Jordan. The next I see is, who is that? I see Jim Jordan. I see, Meadows. I see, who else? I don't know the other people. Anyhow, that's what she's doing. She's literally, and then she goes back to Trump again and she repeats the whole thing and she places a second sword right into him. Same with Kevin McCarthy. And that is what she's been doing. She just said, mark my words, I am a Republican through and through. Revenge is mine, and I will have it. Wow. All right. Okay, let's throw some cards. Wow. Okay. Card of Pride. What you value first and last should be through your looking glass. Wow. And this one is a card of command. It says, one can't be heard above a roar that knows no censoring and will not temper volume with that art of listening. She knows. She knew what was going on. She understood it. And she knows that she has the front page of every article right now. And her voice is loud without yelling. Okay. And then a card of loyalty. Some love fun, but run from care. A constant heart is always there. Loyalty. All right. That's Liz Cheney. The last one up is Mr. Trump. Give me a sec. All right. Trumplican. Mr. Orange Trump turd. All right. Let's see what's happening with him. Woo. I don't know why. They just showed me he's at a table and he has, you know, those circle rings that you see on social media that people have, and they're all around him. Like these rings of lights all around him. So I don't know if it's connecting to social media. The light is on the social media, but that's what I see all around him is those circle lights. See, he's sitting there, frumpy, like that. Oh no. He's sitting there in his underwear and just a tie. Exposure on the highest level with him. And he gets up, he smashes all the lights, he throws his chair he was sitting in. And he turns his back to everybody. Like all the people are like, we're still loyal, we'll still follow you. And he turns his back to them. I don't care anymore. I don't care anymore. I was only using you. I don't care. I didn't get what I wanted. None of you gave me what I wanted. You don't deserve to have my attention. These are words coming out of his mouth. Every one of you failed. Every one of you should have done what I told you to do. Nobody was doing what I told them to do. Okay, this is not a real puppy, all right? But they just showed me him hauling off and just kicking a puppy across the floor. It's not a real puppy. Just remember that. That's just the scene that they're showing me. He is willing to just do that. I'm trying to get him up and out of there to like walk into public. He walks outside and he's looking around, and it's like a tornado has ripped away his home. It looks like carnage, destruction all around. He walks outside, nothing left, like the tornado just ripped it all apart. And he has his head in his hands like, they took it all. They took it all. He's very angry. They took it all. Okay. I'm out. All right. Throw some cards. This is card of security. Do you see that last part right there? A fine abode, I guess is what it is, but will it be a home or a penitentiary? That's Trump's card. The next one is a card of reflection. Card of reflection, a mirror clear, and you appear as you would wish to do. A mirror cracked will give you back a fractured point of view. Oh. One more. A card of captivity. Oh no! A card of captivity for Trump. The labyrinth is closely wound with exits glimpsed, but seldom found. He can't get away from this. Captured. All right, I'm going to leave you there. I hope you've made it this far. Thank you for everybody's support, and I will be back. Thanks.